service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Through microscope and test, we'll seek the truth untold. For every life at rest, His science will unfold. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. In the lives where knowledge strives, we serve with all our might. With tests and trials we strive for health, guiding light. With precision we decode the miseries of disease. In every sample are called, for healing we release. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Through microscope and test, we'll seek the truth untold. For every life at rest, His science will unfold. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our community spreads, healing with love. In the lives where knowledge strives, we serve with all our might. With tests and trials we strive for health, guiding light. With precision we decode the miseries of disease. In every sample are called, for healing we release. Service to humanity. Our guide is above. In the lost our spreads, healing with love, service to humanity. Our guide is the above, in the loss of community spreads, healing with love. Through microscope and test, we seek the truth untold. For every life at rest, His science we unfold. Service to humanity, our guide is the above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity, our guide is the above. In the community spreads, healing with love. In the labs where knowledge strives, we serve with all our might.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in a person of Owusa Marcus Savannah, and I will be your host for today. You are welcome to another episode of FG-MELSA, that is Federation of Ghana Medical Laboratory Students Association, as we introduce our new and latest program, which is the RIC, Research Innovation Challenge. And without much ado, I will call on Mr. Saman to give us an open prayer for the program.
Savannah. Today is a great day for us to start our lunch program for the Research and Innovation Challenge. We start by offering a prayer to God Almighty in order to guide us through this process. So let us be in the mood of prayer. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
So thank you so much, Mr. Saman, for the opening prayer. We really appreciate this. So thank you. So Research Innovation Challenge is one of the latest challenge being initiated by this current governance, and I don't know much about it. I wish we all get our pen and our papers as I introduce or call upon the president of the FG-MELSA to give us a welcoming address. He is in the person of His Excellency Mr. Aite Benedict. So thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you very much, Savannah, for that quick and important introduction. You rightly said, my name is Aite Benedict, the president of FG-MELSA, and I welcome you to the official launch of the Research Innovation Challenge. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great joy and a deep sense of purpose that I warmly welcome you to the official launch of Research Innovation Challenge RISE, a groundbreaking designed to spark creativity, curiosity, and community-centered research amongst students. On behalf of the Federation, felt of mentor and participants who believes in the power of research to transform our society. Today's theme, igniting innovation drive for impact-based research. Resonate, resonate deeply with our mission as scientists and scholars. In an era where knowledge is not just for understanding but for solving, we are reminded that true research must go beyond publications and theory. It must create impact and influence policy and improve lives. As, as medical laboratory scientists, we are we are uniquely positioned at a crossroad of science and society, translating these ideas into diagnostics, innovations into discoveries, and research into real change. This challenge is more than a competition. It is a movement to nurture thinkers, builders, and change makers who redefine the scientific landscape of Ghana and beyond. Let this event light the fire in us, a fire that refuses to accept the ordinary, that challenges mediocrity, and that seeks excellence through evidence. Let us collaborate across discipline, mentor one another, and dare to imagine solutions that speaks directly to the needs of our communities. As FG-MELSA, we remain committed to creating platforms that empower our members to rise above limitations and become drivers and innovation in the health and research ecosystem. To our sponsors, academic institutions, and organizing committee, we say thank you for your vision and your dedication. And to you, our participants, this is your moment. Think bold, research deeply, and innovate fearlessly. Together, let us ignite a future where every idea counts, every experiment matters, and every discovery drives impact. Thank you, and once again, welcome to Research Innovation Challenge 2025.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the welcoming address. We really appreciate it so much. And thank you for also bringing on board such a great initiative. So before I introduce the chairman for RIC, that is Research Assistant for health, he worked as a lead research assistant for health utilization studies, that is RTS. Thank you so much, Mr. President. We really appreciate it.
That is what we also want to look at with the climate change aspect. And then, of course, we also want to look at artificial intelligence. So we want to see if medical laboratory scientists can collaborate with computer scientists, computer engineers, right, and come up with softwares and even hardwares that can help us using artificial intelligence for medical diagnosis. Right? There are a lot of softwares that are being developed outside. We believe that it's about time that we as Ghanaians also started our own, right? And there's no better place to start than with the medical laboratory scientists who are helping us to diagnose disease conditions in our labs. And then also we want to look at the last and the final sub team that we want to look at diagnosis and biomedical engineering, right? So a lot of things, it's quite sad that even the paper-based rapid detection kits, all of them are imported, and some of these even detection kits are not up to standard, right? Causing a lot of false negatives and false positives. And therefore, I believe that it's about time that we as Ghanaians take our destiny into our own hands and go into the field of manufacturing, right? Can we adapt certain things, right? We know that just during the COVID outbreak, our researchers in Kenya University came up with a COVID-19 kit, right? Of course, it never got to the stage of actually passing out as being commercially used or commercially sold, but I believe we really need to start and reinforce the idea and push until we are actually able to come up with our own diagnostic techniques and our own diagnostic equipment. So I'm going to end with a call to action, right? To our students, this is what I will say. This is your time. If you're a medical laboratory science student studying degree or diploma or doctor of med lab, right, this is your time. The future of medical laboratory science in Ghana depends not only on your skill in the lab, but on your courage to innovate, to think differently, to question the norms, to build from scratch, and to believe that your ideas can change the world. Only those who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world actually do. And I think it's about time we started thinking along those lines. To our mentors and our faculty and professionals who are here with us to launch this program, we invite you to guide and support these young innovators. And to our government personnel, to our non-governmental organizations, to our private companies, to our investors and medical suppliers who have joined this launch, we are calling upon you to sponsor RIC, Research and Innovation Challenge, because I believe it's a worthy investment. Sponsor us, invest in these innovations, and by doing so, you are not just funding students' ideas, you are also funding the solutions that will save countless lives, create many jobs, and boost Ghana's economy for the better in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akwesi, chairman for today's program. Thank you so much for enlightening us about RIC and how we can go about it. So, without much ado, I will invite the keynote speaker, who is also our guest speaker for tonight's program, and I would speak a little about him. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in Medical Laboratory Technology at the University of Ghana, Legon. He furthered his education at the University of Development Studies, pursuing Doctor of Medical Laboratory Sciences. He is a Commonwealth Executive MBA, Business Administration and Management at the Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He holds certification in project management and career essential in artificial intelligence and digital marketing. He is the director for MMA Labs and GNAC. He is in the person of Dr. Evans Faye. Let's give a hand of applause as we welcome him.
Okay. So I think basically we are going to igniting innovative drive for based research. Now research has moved from the traditional ways where we just do research and there's no innovative ideas being implemented in such a way that the research becomes very key in solving problems, because now every research is intended to solve problems. So you look at how best we can, our researches, the research that you do can be implemented in such a way that you solve issues. So as lab professionals, these are key things. Lab is not just anything, it's determine about 70% of medical decision. And because of that, if we are able to really improve upon the researches that you do, and also if we are able to really get into very innovative ideas or providing innovative solution, it will go a long way to help the diagnostics in our daily life and also helps the growth of the healthcare in Ghana. So as you know, healthcare is something which is very important when it comes. One of the key professionals which play a very key role in healthcare system is the medical laboratory professionals. And now medical laboratory sciences has improved. They are all continue to improve, and we need to also okay. So I think basically we are going to talk about igniting innovative drive for impact-based research. Now, research has moved from the traditional ways where we just do research and there's no innovative ideas being implemented in such a way that the research becomes very key in solving problems, because now every research is intended to solve problems. So you look at how best we can, our researches, the research that you do can be implemented in such a way that you solve issues. So as lab professionals, these are key things. And now lab is not just anything, it's determine about 70% of medical decision. And because of that, if we are able to really improve upon the researches that you do, and also if we are able to really research into very innovative ideas or providing innovative solution, it will go a long way to help the diagnostics in our daily life and also helps the growth of the healthcare in Ghana. So as you know, healthcare is something which is very important when it comes to human health. And as you know, one of the key professionals which play a very key role in healthcare system is the medical laboratory professionals. And now medical laboratory sciences has improved. They are all, the processes has continued to improve, and we need to also improve our systems just to catch up with revolution that are really going around the world. And this is very key. So let's look at the critical role that medical lab scientists play in the healthcare. So when you talk of the medical laboratory sciences, it's very key when it comes to healthcare. One key aspect of it is that about 60 to 70% of all clinical decisions are based on diagnosis. And these diagnoses are basically done in such a way that the patient can receive proper treatment, the patient will be well monitored, and when proper diagnosis is given, it helps the patient not to spend a lot of money, because if continuously the clinician is doing try and error, it means that continuously a lot of money will have to be spent before treatment can be successful. So if we are able to give precise, very accurate and precise diagnosis, it helps the clinicians to make a very quick and great decisions. So this is one of the key roles that medical lab science play in our health sector. One key area too is that it serves as a public health guide. So a lot of diseases, now diseases are coming up, a lot of pandemic and very public health issues are coming up. And as lab professionals, lab scientists, we play a critical role to ensure that all these diseases are detected early, and ways what these diseases can really be measures are put in place to stop these kind of diseases from spreading. And lab scientists or public health professionals who sometimes are lab professionals play a critical role in these cases. Then one of the very key area in the healthcare, as you know, when you talk of the medical lab, it's a very diverse specialties that you have in the system. So most of these diseases that comes around, either viral, any of cancer cases, they are molecular. So we have medical lab sciences playing a very critical role in all these cases to ensure that diseases that we can help manage and manage well. So as our team depicts that innovation meets impact, because now everything we are talking about is how you can be innovative enough. And as you are innovative and creating innovative ideas and making things better, it means that you create a lot of impact in our society. So the current issues you have as lab scientists or the lab professionals facing in the various institutions that you work. Now there are a lot of test volume, because now every clinician wants to test to know what is really worrying a particular client or patient before treatment is given. And because requests are increasing every day, it means that currently they are increasing test volumes. And these tests, at first it used to be some basic tests, but now things are advanced, things are being advanced. And as things are being advanced, it means that we need different kind of tests, specialized tests, to be able to tackle this kind of disease, because now there are a lot of cancer diseases that are emerging, and we need to be able to test all these things. Then there's also rising cost, health cost, and efficiency demand. One, because of these things, sometimes you have some complex equipment that sometimes it becomes very expensive to buy. So all these equipments, we need to find innovative way that we can really create something within our society to be able to decrease or make healthcare accessible to everyone, and in making it more efficient in providing quality results. Then we also need faster and more accurate diagnostics. So now patients are on the ward. Clinicians need to treat these patients, especially when it is kind of emergency. So if we are able to bring out something that will be more faster, accurate, so that the physicians or clinicians can quickly attend to our clients, then it becomes very essential. And this is something that we cannot do away with. And one key thing that is happening is that now modern medicine is growing, and medicine is becoming more personalized. So if you want to treat a particular patient, then you do the test, make it more personalized to the individual's DNA, all the things that are related to the individual, then we can really treat the patient well. That is how the world is moving to. So if we are able to make something that could be more personalized, it means that it can really help in the treatment. Recently, MMA Labs introduced a particular test we call DIT-MAP. It's a kind of personalized testing that if you do the test for you, it is able to detect every bacteria, every resistant antibiotics, everything that is just specific to the individual, and it helps in treatment. And now a lot of people are now patronizing, and a lot of clinicians are recommending it. it means that now we are moving from the general practice to a personalized kind of medicine where a particular patient is really treated based on his or her personal issues or based on his individual characteristics. So these are the current challenges that we are facing as professionals. So we want to look at what are some of the innovative opportunities or ideas that as professionals we can engage and help improve upon these current challenges that we are facing. One of the key things that we can do is that as scientists, we can look at AI-powered diagnostics. So as scientists coming up, we can form ideas. We can really partner with people. Then we try to form ideas made of, you form a team, sometimes made of software engineers, computer engineers, then we create something that will really solve some of these current situations or challenges that we are facing. And one of the key things you can look at is the AI-powered diagnostics, where you can come together as a team made of software engineers. Sometimes you look for people who are more advanced. So if it is diagnosed molecular you want to, you get people who are into more diagnostic. Then you come together as a team, plan and try to solve or plan to create something that will really solve this kind of problem or challenge, the current challenges we are facing. Then the next thing you can look at is automation. Now, we are saying that there is increased test volume. So how can we, as professionals, as scientists, how can we come together and solve this issue? And one of the key ways or one of the key things that we can do is to make the work automated. And how can we make the work automated? New ways, or people are creating new equipment, and as professionals, as scientists, we can come together, bringing together biomedical engineers, software engineers, as scientists, providing knowledge where there is knowledge gap. We sought to bring specialists or consultants who understand issues so that you create something that in the lab system or in the environment where work will be fully automated. And this will help solve some of this increasing test volume. Then one key thing you can do is point of care testing expansion. And the point of care testing expansion, one thing we can do about it is that in emergency cases, you realize that sometimes in emergency cases, if we have a point of care testing just along the emergency rooms and they are more accurate, they are more reliable, it means that this will help provide basic or rapid or a fast diagnosis, which will help in treatment of this patient. And as professionals, we are looking at a stage where we come together to form a team and be able to create some of these point of care devices so that you'll be able to solve all these things. And one key thing that can be very innovative as professional is the integration of the digital health platform. Now, health is just moving from the common or businesses as a whole. It's just moving from office to an online platform where you can just consult the client online, provide all the necessary tests or diagnostics and those things so that based on that, the clinician or the physician test or attend to the client. And these are some areas that as professionals, you cannot joke with it. Even as professional scientists, we come together with software engineers, create this laboratory information system to the point that when client samples are and the client is home, he doesn't need to come back to the laboratory where he did before he can access results. But results can be downloaded online. So you just go to the persons who pick the sample. Then after taking the sample, then you can really kind of do some of these things. And these are very essential areas that as scientists, we need to think or try to be innovative enough so that as people coming out from school, one key thing we can do is that we kind of form teams. Then in these areas where we have this laboratory information, a lot of labs in our system do not have these things. So if we come together, create something like that, which will be more cheaper and accessible. I know a lot of the laboratory or smaller laboratory, because you do it to tailor to this, some of these small laboratory, and it will go a long way to generate revenue for you as individual and help you grow as a professional. So you are looking at research that transform life. So if you are able to do a faster diagnosis, so cases where there are cases you are able to use either AI powered or assisted diagnostics and machines, you'll be able to reduce or you'll be able to increase diagnosis by 85%. If you don't really have advanced technology in our system, sometimes a lot of people will be harboring certain diseases, and they will go a long way before you detect some of these diseases. The person is already dead, and or is even at the end stage. And these are ways that do not help if you don't really kind of engage in some of these innovative research. So we are looking at research, AI-powered research, and those that will help us provide AI-powered equipment that will help in faster diagnosis. And these are, if you're able to bring some of these things, it increased diagnosis by 85%. Then we are looking at when you're able to implement some of these things. For instance, some of the IT, the laboratory information system, it's kind of reduced cost by 40%. So if we are implementing a system where even employees are not able to do shortcuts and kind of create reports that are not authorized, these things can help you as a business person reduce cost by 40%. So let's think of coming together as a team, doing some of these things and help reduce costs as well. Then if we are able to embrace some of these innovative ideas and scientific research, medicine, its precision goes to 95%. It means that, as I said, the introduction of GI map in MMA labs, it has helped increase a lot of precision medicine. So we are doing a personalized kind of medicine. So if we engage or if you bring out a kind of molecular diagnosis where we are able to be able to give a proper diagnosis on time, it means that we are increasing the precision of medicine. At any stage, we are diagnosing people at a faster rate, and we begin to treat this kind of client or patient, and this treatment will mostly be successful. And this has a higher rate of success rate. If you detect the disease early, it means that you'll be able to treat and achieve a higher result. And these are something that when it's done, we are able to improve on the patient outcome, then health becomes very efficient, then we are able to make a better clinical decision, and it's come to translate into a better care delivery. So let's look at this innovation as well. So as young ones coming, one key areas we want you to look at is AI-driven diagnostics. So how best can we adopt this AI driven diagnostics, because that is the way, that is where the world is it is now moving to. So if the world is moving to such areas, do you as scientists also sit in Ghana and relax that it has not gotten to our time, our turn? No. So we can also adopt and still get better into these things and help us diagnose diseases earlier. So as we enter into this research, we are just encouraging our young ones to think about this. Form teams, sometimes bring professionals who are not scientists, so that based on the idea, the software engineers you are bringing on board, the biomedical engineers you are bringing on board will help transform these ideas into something practical and meaningful. And this will help us diagnose diseases earlier. Then we are talking of laboratory automation, where we have to get a robotic system which will help, which is automated, and this will help speed the process. It helps us to get a precise testing, and all these results. If things are normally automated, this manual errors and contamination are normally taken off. So we are looking at all these areas as well. Then the next one you want to look at is advanced data analytics, where we have to process this data and predict insight about the population, a particular population, so that we can get evidence, and based on the evidence, you can improve the health care of a patient. So we are saying we want to build tomorrow's research leaders. So one key thing that we can look at is you cultivate the habit of curiosity. So we want you to be curious, to find out some of these things and try to have a scientific mindset, innovative, creative mindset, so that we can really help get solutions or solve problems in our society. You want to kind of provide these resources so that you go into research, so you can do partnership if you have some of these ideas, and your ideas should be something that can be put into practical. Then you want to create this, with this challenge, you want to really create students who comes out not just as students, but students who have the mentality of taking risks, because risk taking is very key when it comes to research or when it comes to business. You should be able to take risks. It doesn't matter the outcome. So we are creating an environment where you have to take risks and be able to think and make something out of the research that you want to do. So one key thing we want to talk about is we want to encourage in teamwork. You don't want the traditional approach where we want to work in isolation and you don't want to interact with other disciplines. You want to kind of create a team so that you can partner, interact, and share ideas so that we can create something better to solve societal problems. You want to look at the collaborative model where I've already talked about, where you can bring all of us together and solve some of these issues. So these are some of the things that we want you to look at. You want to the forest health, where you talk of digital tools for health. As I've already talked about, sometimes you can even, right now, a lot of old men are coming to system. You create a system online where you collaborate and you'll be treating some of these old people, and it's something you can't do with it. Then AI bridging the gap and making sure you get a very precise diagnosis. Then we are looking at also creating leadership where people will have those confidence to kind of take positions and be able to solve some of these issues to help the community or the society that we live. So your innovative journey, we are saying it starts today. Let's identify the opportunities, let's build partnership and take action now. And with this, you'll be able to solve provide a lot of solution to the numerous problems that we are facing in our society. There are a lot of numerous health issues that if we are able to think and be innovative enough, we can solve some of these issues. So you want to start small, you test ideas, you measure impact, and ensure that those impacts or those measurable things are put into innovation or a practical idea. It's something that we are trying to do, and we want to encourage teamwork. So it is just your willingness to be part of this challenge and your willingness to engage in innovative ideas and build and work as a team to solve some of these solutions. So we are encouraging everyone to really develop interest in this research journey and research challenge. You can form your team and just apply. Get a team on board, be innovative enough, and let's try to transform this theoretical knowledge we have gained into practical solution to help then build them up, and they start now. So the future starts now, and we encourage everybody to be part of this program, and we can start now and build something very practical and something very meaningful, something very innovative for the society that we live in. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Evans Faye, for such an inspiring and innovative ideas that you have given us this evening. We want to say a big thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we would continue with the program. I think we have been given much knowledge about what is actually going on. That is the Research Innovation Challenge. And I think right now we are all getting to understand what it is and what we are supposed to do. So without much ado, I will call on the chairman to explain, enlighten us about how to do the application, how we can be eligible for the program, and how we can come on board, how we can implement our knowledge. So let's call on Mr. Akosia Samoa to give the outline, the guidelines that we are supposed to go through to be eligible for the Research Innovation.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Ms. Savannah also Amako. So at this point in time, I'm basically going to tell us about the eligibility criteria and then the timelines for the Research Innovation Challenge. So Research Innovation Challenge will be carried out in 2 phases. The first phase will be carried out during the zonal week celebration. So all 5 zones of FG-MELSA, Northern Zone A, Northern Zone B, Central Zone, Southern Zone A, Southern Zone B would conduct their own Research Innovation Challenge at the zonal level during the zonal week. So the very first one I think will come off from 4th to 9th of November for the Northern Zone A, encompassing Northern Region, Savannah Region, Upper East Region, and the Upper West Region. Right. So in terms of eligibility, who is eligible to apply for the Research and Innovation Challenge, right? So for Research and Innovation Challenge, we want to encourage teamwork. Two, we will not be accepting any individual applications. You will have to form a team with a minimum participants number of 2 team applying, and the team should have a minimum participants of 2, so 2 people, at least 2 people in the team, and at most 4 people in the team. Now, because we want to encourage collaboration between lab scientists and other students or other students reading other courses in coming up with these innovations, we don't expect that the entire team should be made up of medical laboratory scientists. If you can have that, that is wonderful. But if not, we allow that you can have 50% of your membership not being medical laboratory scientists. So at least half of the team should be medical laboratory scientists. And if you have 3 or more people in your team, then we expect that you should have at least 1 female in the team, and all the roles of the team members must be defined. So that is the criteria. And for the medical laboratory students who are in the team, we expect that they should be in good standing with FG-MELSA. So they, as part of the application process, they'll be required to upload a PDF or an image of proof that they've actually paid their dues as FG-MELSA members. Otherwise, you will not be eligible, or you will not be selected to participate in the challenge. Right, now we also expect you to come up with a proposal, right? Not more than 5 pages proposal, and these are the elements that we expect should be in the proposal. As first, you should have your executive summary of the proposal, right, which should give us a brief overview of what your work is about, what is novel about your work, and the impact that you think it can make. Right? And then to the body of the proposal, we have the introduction, that's the background for whatever the issues is. The issues are the literature that backs basically the work that you are trying to do. And then we also have the section on problem statements and justification. So you have to identify a problem that is, pertains to society, or pertains to a laboratory setting, pertains to healthcare, right? And then you justify why this problem needs to be solved, why it's an urgent issue that needs to be solved in society. And then you must also specify the main objective of your work, and then list out at least 2 specific objectives that your work will complete. And then the last but one portion is the methodology. You need to tell us where you'll be conducting your work. If it's an experimental study, you need to lay out that it's an experimental study. So the study design is very important. For those who will be doing taking samples and all that, you have to tell us the sites that you're going to be doing, what methodology you are going to be using, the sampling, the tests that you'll be using, and all that. Right? And then you also have to tell us your expected outcomes for the work. Right? Of course, you've not done anything yet, but you should have a fair idea what are the possibilities that will come out of your work. Right? So we expect that this proposal should not be more than 5 pages, and PDF version of it when you are filling the Google form. Right? So this will be the criteria that we'll use for screening the proposals, and also for the idea pitching during the zonal week itself. So we are going to score the relevance and alignment of the proposal with the team that you have selected, the sub-team that you have selected. That will be scored 20%, right? And then the innovativeness of the proposal, that will also be scored 20%. How feasible is it? Can you actually do it? Do you have the means to do it? Do you demonstrate the capacity to do it? Right, so the feasibility will also be scored 20%. And then the impact that to make in our world has the highest scoring of 40%. Right, so that is what this is the criteria that we'll be using for screening the proposal. Right, so the online application will be done via Google Forms. God willing, Saturday 11th of October, we'll make the links available for students to actually go online and then apply for the challenge. Right? So for Northern Zone A, because of the zonal week celebration starts from 4th November, we expect that by 28th of October, you would have all submitted your proposals and then filled the forms to apply for the RIC. Right? So we would conduct the same for every zone within early next year, so that by June we'll hold the National Congress, and then that's where we'll have the grand challenge. So at every zone, we'll be selecting, there's no limit on the number of teams that can apply, but during the idea pitching competition, we'll select the best two from every zone, and they will go and compete at the National FG-MELSA Congress for the first, second, and third position. And these guys will be sponsored to bring their ideas to life. They would attract investors as well for the ideas. Now, it doesn't matter even if you do not win the challenge, right? So long as you are able to communicate your ideas very well and you get a sponsor or an investor who believes in the work, right? The work will still go on, and then RIC committee would give you the mentorship that you actually need to bring your idea to fruition. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Mr. Christian Samuel, for the clarification. You can ask with what Mr. Christian Samuel said about the eligibility, the process, and also what the key any comment to. You can tell us. You can just leave a comment in the. You can ask. Leave your questions in the comment section. Comment section. Any comments you have, any clarification you need, any question, just leave it in the comment section, and we'll make sure we are going to answer every question for you.
All too soon, we come to the end of this program, and I believe that we cannot end this program without showing appreciation to those who have provided massive support to the success of this launch, right? So first and foremost, we want to thank Almighty God for bringing this initial idea that we conceived into fruition with the launch, right? We pray that He continues to guide us so that the whole program is a massive success. I also want to thank my Research Innovation Committee members who have been very, very, very supportive from the get-go, right? So I would want to mention their names. Dr. Evans Fair, who gave the keynote address during our lunch. We want to say a special thank you. God richly bless you. From UDS, who has also been very supportive with his ideas and input. God richly bless you. And our own Dr. Emmanuel Timidonko, the head of the Center for Research in Applied Biology at UNE. God bless you for the many inputs that you've given us. And we also want to thank Mr. Bwedi from Confanochi Teaching Hospital, who has been our industry expert on the committee. God richly bless you for your professional inputs. Also, we want to come and thank our media guys. They have been massive. All the designs that they put in place have been just amazing, right? So special thanks to Mr. Fred Zonko, who designed all our flyers, and I believe that you've seen them, and then it's really massive. Of FG-MELSA, Mr. Akomeni Elisha, God bless you so much for your input and then your tireless efforts in making this program a success. Also to the Financial Secretary of FG-MELSA, Mr. Emmanuel Osu, God richly bless you. Really appreciate the effort that you have put into this. And we know there's a lot more that you are doing, so God bless you and then grant you the strength to keep doing more. And also the General Secretary for the RIC Committee, Mr. Saman Chirio. Mr. Saman, God richly bless you. Really appreciate the effort that you are putting into this. And then, of course, to our media personnel who came in to help us, with this lunch, Mr. Peter Zakukabna. Peter, sorry, I really appreciate everything that you have put into this to make it a success. And then to our moderator, Ms. Savannah, also God richly bless you for availing yourself for this particular project. God bless us all, and may He continue to guide us as we push to make this research and innovation challenge rise a success. Thank you.
So I want to say a big thank you to His Excellency Aita Benedict for
Healing with love, service to humanity. Our guide is now above. In the loves of community spreads. Healing with love. Through microscope and test, we'll seek the truth untold. For every life at rest, His science we unfold. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. In the last when knowledge strives, we serve with all might. With tests and trials we strive for health, guiding light. With precision we decode the miseries of disease. In every sample are called, for healing we release. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. As our community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. Through microscope and test, we'll seek the truth untold. For every life at rest, His science we unfold. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. Service to humanity, our guide is now above. In the loss of community spreads, healing with love. In the last when knowledge strives, we serve with all our might. With tests and trials we strive for health, guiding light. With precision we decode the miseries in the